We
Doesn't
are
really matter.
now. Yeah. What is he still a thing? Oh, welcome to RSG podcast. This is episode 17. With me is Mr. Roby Watson. I'm your host today. Is going to be Mr. Ryan Eastep. Now we're one man short tonight because he felt like going somewhere else.
Is he,
So,
is he really a man, though?
you know, I didn't want to call him out on air, but it might be.
I'm
It
just
might
saying,
not
like,
be.
he's not here to defend himself, so there's no better time to call him out.
True. It's easier
I
when
mean,
they can't defend themselves.
I'm sure he'll come along later and watch it and then have plenty to say to us when he gets back.
Right, he might be upset that we're going to discuss Snowpiercer without him, because he really wanted me to see that for some reason.
Man, I wanted you guys to see that movie like goddamn year ago.
I know.
Just
I had
ignore
to
me.
wait until it was on the Netflix. Once it was on the Netflix, then it was good.
It's been on the Netflix for like 3 months.
Technicality.
Alright. Fair enough.
Well, tonight we're going to discuss a little bit about American Sniper. I'm going to be seeing it later. Roby here went ahead and saw it. Wasn't too impressed, and I'm sure
Not at all.
you'll tell us all about it.
At length, if you want me to.
Well, yeah, we might as well. I mean, let's just, because this is Eastwood, man. It's supposed to be off the chain, and
I've never found that many of Eastwood's movies to be off the chain.
really,
Yeah, like I was looking at a list, because I'm like, maybe I just don't know what he's directed. I'm sort of meh about almost everything he's done.
wow. What's one of the ones that you didn't realize that he did that you're kind of like the most about?
Well, I knew that he starred in that one with the Korean, or was it Vietnamese kids?
Oh, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
but
was
I knew he
him.
was also the director of it, and I was like, eh, I thought it was okay, but I wasn't like, oh, gee, Clint Eastwood's so good.
Well, what about Million Dollar Baby, dude? Million Dollar Baby like won
Million
so
Dollar
many
Baby
awards.
is another one. Well, lots of movies win awards that shouldn't.
This is true. Hunger Games? What?
Yeah.
Oscars? Really?
J Part 1 barely squeaked past Guardians of the Galaxy to make the most money in 2014 in the U.S.
Whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to come back in 2016 or whenever it's coming back, and they're just going to decimate everything.
Yeah. Well, I also saw Mockingjay Part 1, and it wasn't horrible.
You know, I
Did
haven't
not
seen
make
it.
me want to claw my eyes out, so.
I haven't really thought about. Well, I have thought about it. I kind of want to see it a little bit, just because you read the books, you're a little bit invested. I've seen the first two, so I might as well go ahead and check this one out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like doing the Resident Evil series. At this point, even though they're terrible films, you just go see them because
I can't wait for the next one, bro. I'm super excited. It's going to be awful in all the ways.
I kind of am too. I'm kind of excited for it.
I'm moderately sad because it will be called Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, and that's the end of an era, man.
I know, dude. There needs to be celebration. We need to have
Yeah.
whiskey and cheese, I guess. Isn't that what they do at celebrations?
Yeah. Yes. That's how you do it, right? Like whiskey and cheese. That sounds like what we do.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to do it. We're going to have
Although-
I can't do cheese, but I can do whiskey. So
right,
we'll
probably more whiskey and less cheese.
Yeah, maybe we'll substitute cheese for salami. Pepperoni. Or just subs, because now I kind of want subs.
It's time for some dried meat products. Okay, anyway, we're talking about American Sniper. Let's get back on task here.
Okay, all right, yeah. American Sniper, Clint Eastwood, his latest, supposed to be really awesome. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people giving it a lot of grief, especially the baby. I haven't seen it yet, but
The baby is god awful horrible, but it's not as like look as far as like horrible babies go. It is not as bad as Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 with their CGI baby. That thing was horrible. This is just obviously a fake toy baby. And I was reading on the Reddits the other day that like they only used the fake toy baby because their first baby didn't show up, or their first baby was sick and their second baby didn't show up.
Yeah, both
Like
the
their
first and
backup
second
baby didn't show up. Well, put it off for a day. I mean, I don't know. Get a real baby, for God's sake? It seems ridiculous to me, like, that you're still going to go forward with a fake baby on him. You know, I don't know. Craziness. I do not get it. But that isn't what ruined the movie for me. What ruined the movie for me was everything about the movie.
Do elaborate.
Well, it's like... First of all, it's supposed to be like a biopic, right? So it's supposed to be like biographical.
Right.
I realize they're going to take some liberties, but this guy lived the fucking American cliche. He was like the fucking Texas cliche. And you can like predict exactly what the next scene was going to be based on the scene previous. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And his dad sits him down, gives him the Team America speech at one point.
America.
Fuck you. Oh. But yeah, he gives him the Team America speech, and when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because you'll be like, oh, this speech, got it.
I'm excited. Like, I mean, I still want to see it.
Yeah, and it just felt cliche and wrong and like unbelievable. You know what I mean? And I usually like Bradley Cooper, but he felt like it felt like he was desperately trying to remember his lines or not have to say them the whole time. You know what I mean? It felt like he was like forcing it a lot, and it didn't feel real to me. I don't know.
He just wasn't. He wasn't feeling the whole thing. Like he was just having a hard time putting himself in it. Yeah.
And so he basically goes over to Afghanistan and or Iraq. No, it's Afghanistan after 2011. Like that changed his life. He grows up with his little brother, whatever. And 2011 happens, and it changes his life. And he decides he's going to join the military. He can shoot, whatever. He meets his wife, blah blah. I'm like, literally, it's like a perfectly scripted American story, which is too unbelievable for me to be true. But
yeah, it happens.
Yeah, and then he goes to Afghanistan, and I think we're supposed to get this sense of like he has an arch nemesis in Afghanistan, but the whole time I'm like, he's never seen that guy. He doesn't know who the other sniper is.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to kind of like do a little bit of real life on that. It seemed to like, based on he had an interview where he was on Conan O'Brien. I don't know if you saw the Conan O'Brien interview with Clay, I think his name is, but he actually had bounties on him that they put on him. Like they'd recognize him from his tattoo, because I guess he likes to take his shirt off like Matthew McConaughey whenever he does his shooting. And yeah, I guess he's got a tattoo, and they were like, yeah, we want a bounty on this guy.
That was absent from the movies.
Really?
But I believe that? Yeah. Bradley Cooper was well dressed for the whole movie, so sorry to disappoint, but
yeah. Well,
he was never like shirtless whenever he was doing his shooting, which I mean, I don't know, it makes sense, I suppose. But anyway, it's supposed to be like this his nemesis or whatever, and he just couldn't shake it, and he had to keep going back to protect his guys from this dude who he wasn't doing a good job of protecting it from this dude because this dude was killing his guys. But it just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't feel that like understanding of what motivated him, because he didn't seem to be motivated at all by anything except for like showing up. You know, it just seemed. I don't know. It's hard to explain, I suppose, but I just didn't get his motivation. It didn't make sense to me why he's going back. His wife's like, if you go back one more time, I'm going to leave you. And they're just like, oh, well, I'm going back, so later. Like, okay, I guess, but they didn't like explain it, and supposedly like, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't what I was expecting. Maybe that was my problem. Like, I was expecting to see the movie about like, watch this guy struggle with his PTSD, and not watch this dude hang out with the guys at the barracks. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have my issues with it. I did not enjoy it. And maybe you can tell me that I'm wrong, but they set up this like arch nemesis throughout the movie, this like enemy sniper or whatever, but he never sees him. So he never can tell for sure that's that guy. It's just he gets a rumor of that guy, and he gets into his head that that's the guy who's doing it all the time, and so he just like, he's crazy, it seems like to me. Now, maybe I wasn't paying enough attention and I missed it, and they explained why all that was the case. But I don't know. Let me know when you watch it.
I will. I'll look at it. I mean, I could understand them having an idea of a nemesis to the point where, I mean, that adds an antagonist or whatever, if I could talk. And
Right.
it could be that he's losing his mind enough that he thinks that every single person he sees down that scope is that person, or every time
Yeah,
he's
no, he
getting
doesn't
shot
see this
at.
guy though. He
Oh,
just
really?
hears about this guy killing one of his dudes or whatever. Like, yeah, like there's one scene early on. I don't want to tell you too much, but there's a couple of scenes where like this guy shoots some of his guys, but he's nowhere near or around. He just assumes that's this other Mustafa guy, and so like the whole point was like he had to like, keep going back to kill this Mustafa guy to finish it to protect his guys from this other good sniper or whatever. And I don't know.
Hmm.
The best part of the movie was at the end when it ended. We were in a packed theater when I went to see it with my brothers,
Yeah,
and
tell me.
yeah, we went at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon at East, so you know it was busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so when after the movie ended, during the beginning of the credits, they're rolling scenes because spoiler alert, this guy died.
Yeah. If you didn't already know,
If you didn't
from the
already know,
Wikipedia
spoiler
page.
alert,
Right.
he doesn't make it out the end of this movie. So they're showing scenes from his like real life funeral there in Texas, where they're like driving his body, I guess, across the breadth of Texas. I don't know where they're all going. I don't understand, but they're driving him around. They're going underneath the bridges, and people are holding up American flags. It's all very patriotic and all that. And during all of this, like everyone sat through the credits until that was over. Like nobody moved, because normally when a movie ends, the credits kick on, people get up and start leaving.
Right.
Like immediately, everyone sat through the credits until the scenes of the funeral or whatever stopped, and then even after that, silence.
Wow.
No one in the theater said a thing. They started getting up and quietly leaving. It was very, very solemn. You know what I mean? Almost reverent.
Hmm.
It was sort of weird for like a bunch of random strangers, you know? But it was just one of those things like nobody was saying anything, so nobody else was saying anything either. You know, it felt like if anybody anytime broke out and said something, that it would all be over. But
Yeah.
even out
Like
into the hallway, people weren't talking.
even in the hallway.
Even the hallway outside,
Wow.
people weren't talking. It was weird.
Definitely. That's
Yeah.
just kind of
So
creepy.
yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll definitely let you know if you're wrong.
Oh,
That'll be fun.
I know you will. I know you will. But I also don't like get where everyone else interprets it as like all pro-America gung-ho war is super cool. Like that, I didn't get that vibe from it either.
Yeah. Okay.
I just sort of got a bunch of nothing from it. Like I was like, what? Okay. Well, but why? You know? So I don't know.
Well, I think one of my favorite things about American Sniper so far, even though I haven't seen it, but like just the reactions to it was Seth Rogen getting just reamed by the media for his comment about he's like I feel like I don't remember exactly what he said. I linked it to the to RSG I think earlier
Yeah.
last week, but essentially he said that the movie reminded him of the Nazi propaganda film in Inglourious Bastards,
Yep.
and I
That
was
is what he
like. And then I was like, well, I mean, I mean, I haven't seen it, so I'm waiting to say, well, he's not wrong.
I
But,
don't think he's wrong. I mean, we do paint our guys out to be all the best, you know, and their guys is all wrong, you know.
right.
When in reality, it's much more complicated than that.
Yeah. Well, we can go ahead and move on from that. I'll check it out tonight, see what's going on.
Yeah, let me know what you think. So, you finally got around to watching Snowpiercer.
Yeah, Snowpiercer.
What?
I liked it. Well, I liked it and I didn't like it. Like I liked the movie itself, like the contents, the beginning, the middle. I really hated the end. Really hated the end.
Why?
Because, well, okay, so check it out. This train, for anybody who doesn't know, all of humanity has suffered from a global warming crisis and everything's freezing over like Ice Age, right? So they get this, for some reason, they're all on this train.
Well, okay.
What's that?
We tried to fix global warming by releasing something into the atmosphere that would cool the Earth down, and we overshot.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay. I
Yeah,
must have missed
yeah,
that
that's
part.
what it was. Like we released something into the atmosphere to like combat global warming, and it worked too well, and we instead got Ice Age,
Oh.
like super mega Ice Age. Yeah,
Super Mega Ultra. But, yeah,
super mega ultra
so,
turbo power Ice Age.
right. Um, Watching this movie, it was really good. Like the whole lead up, you got these guys, they're in just like the slums of this train, very back of that, close quarters living for everything.
Yeah,
You know, what's that?
the train is stratified, like
Yeah.
society is. It's sort of like a caste system almost, where like poor folk live at the back, and it's crappy, and nothing is good back there. And rich people live at the front, and they live in decadence and awesomeness.
Where it's awesome. It almost had a very
Yeah.
Hunger Games vibe to me, just because like you had the one person that came through and started talking to these people about how they need to accept their place in life and accept the fact that they're in the back, and I was just like, man. And then like, if she would have walked out and said, something about odds being in your favor, I would have just turned it off immediately. Like, nope.
Nope.
But I
Yeah.
liked it because like you can tell there's tension right from the go. Like that Captain America is about to cause some trouble, and
Right.
he's and just sitting there. And then the protein bars, like they're chewing on these little like gel protein bars. I'm like, oh, that's
Yes.
that's kind of cool. And then like you find out that it's just a bunch of mashed up insects
Right.
chewing
Which
on.
is, let's be honest, relatively painless compared to what it could have been.
Right. It could have been people. It could be
Right. I was
Soylent
looking
Green.
for a Soylent Green moment there, but it did not happen. I was like, ah.
Right. Right. Yeah. But I like how that one record keeper guy that drew all the pictures, he was sitting there and the guy's like, Captain America's like, yeah, we're not gonna write this. We're not gonna draw this. Leave this
Yeah.
But the scene, like, I liked when they were running through the first part when they were fighting the police officers that do all the stuff. They got the automatic weapons,
Hmm.
and Captain America's like, they don't have any bullets. They
Yeah.
ran out of bullets.
I love the
And
bullets
you're just
are
like,
extinct
oh.
phrase.
Yeah, I
Like
love. They use
things,
that a lot with a lot of different things.
right? Like all of a sudden things become extinct, not animals or people or like, things are now becoming extinct. Like there are no more bullets because there's nowhere to make bullets on the train. They don't have the
Yeah,
resources to do so.
yeah,
Turns out, however, bullets are not extinct.
yeah. That was a gross misjudgment.
Yeah.
They were just
Someone
saved for the more fancy.
did not do a good ammo count.
Right, right. The inventory control master needs to be taken out. And, dude, their punishment method, that was crazy. They like put that
Yes.
like you didn't get punished by whippings or getting things taken from you. It's sub-zero temperatures out there, so they calculate how long it'll take for your arm or appendage, whatever's sticking out of the hole, to freeze solid while they give a propaganda speech about how you need to know your place and your role. And then they turn around and take a gigantic hammer and smash it off.
Right. Straight out of Mr. Wizard. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it really was awesome. It really was. And then, yeah, I mean, without going into too much detail about like where who they get along the way, but you have to talk about the Korean guy they picked up that is junkie for this like toxic waste, I guess they make.
Yeah, I guess it comes from the back of the like it comes from the engine of the train, and it's like toxic waste. What do they call it? Chrono? Something like that, right?
Yeah, it's called like Chromel or something like that, or
Yeah,
Chromiel.
chromo. Yeah, yeah.
But I guess
And
you sniff it, it makes you hallucinate.
he just loves the stuff.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
his
supposed to be like they keep saying about how good a fighter he is, right?
yeah. I mean, they don't really talk about him being like that much of a fighter. I didn't think. I mean, I got the impression that he was just someone who used to work the doors. Like his whole purpose is like he knows the circuitry for the train.
Okay. All right.
So,
Yeah, that makes more sense. It's been a while since I've seen it, so.
yeah. Now they have one kid who was like a young kid that was like a really good fighter, and they had this one scene where they finally, bust through the first set of doors, and they've built this gigantic little tunnel system that they're going to roll through and to keep the doors locked open and stuff like that. And this big
Right.
guy swinging that hammer that Jace used to knock off some dude's arm, which his arm healed pretty quickly, by the way, the stub.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's basically already cauterized. Like, there's not gonna, you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's already
it's
been frozen
true.
off. It's frozen off essentially. It's already dead, so it's not gonna be like a lot of bleeding or anything. So.
True. Whew. I'm just thinking about having my arm outside that thing.
Right? It's crazy. Like, just put your
Yeah.
arm in an ice bath for like 20 seconds. See how long you last there. Just see how long you can hold it. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
But the
And then, so they got this guy. He opens up all these doors, and he wants like all this toxic waste stuff. And everyone's like, it's highly
well, and let's be
flammable.
honest,
What's that?
his daughter has some sort of ability or power.
Yeah, she's
Or
clairvoyant. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she can see or sense what's on the other side of the doors. It's weird, and people's motives, and like, yeah, what they're thinking. It's very River Tam. So
Yeah. And that's never really explained, and I kind of like that it's not. I kind of
yeah,
like that, like, it's just sort of it sort of happened, Who knows why? Maybe it's from the drugs. Maybe it's from, who knows?
well, we know toxic waste can turn turtles into ninja fighters, so
Right.
it could very well be the toxic waste.
Radioactivity also turned Spider-Man into Spider-Man, so
This is true. This is
clearly, weird stuff like that's good for you.
true. That's why we should all
Kids,
just play around in it. Yeah,
go out and eat radioactive waste. Do it. Go
it's
to your
fun.
local dump, find something that looks green and glowy, put it in your mouth.
Then, then go home.
Right. You go home and tell mom
Yeah, look what I ate, Mom.
that you're gonna be a superhero.
I just got a mental image of the kid, like, never mind. It's too graphic and probably not right. Turn it into one of those things from The Hills Have Eyes when bombs, the
Oh,
bombs
man.
drop. Yeah.
That would be crazy.
They said I would be a superhero.
Oh, he would not be happy with us.
No.
It's a good thing nobody listens to our
Right,
show.
right. But no, kids, you should totally go do that. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do something right now, actually.
Yeah. We
Let's do it.
they got those little radiation tabs that they use for cancer patients. We could go get some of those.
Dude, let's do that. We can just eat like 12 of those, and then we'll be
Oh, it'll be
superheroes.
awesome. Dibs on Spider-Man.
I think you would make a poor Spider-Man.
Well, bro, I would be an awesome Spider-Man. What are you talking about? I just would be one of those Spider-Man. Like, I wouldn't be the little jumping spider that he is. I would be the little spider that makes the web and just sits in the middle.
Like Tarantula Man?
Tarantula Man, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Does everything a tarantula can.
I still see you being a Spider-Man. Don't see it.
Whatever. So let's kind of move on from Snowpiercer. Actually, no, wait.
Spider-Man doesn't have your gravitas, bro. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Okay.
So you have more of like I just don't see it.
Yeah. No.
All right, sorry, we're moving on.
Yeah.
The fight scene.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit of lag too. Sorry, guys, it's lagging out. But yeah, no.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you,
Okay. Fight scene in the dark. What'd you think of it?
dude. Well, because when they first hit the area, and the little girl's like, don't go behind the door, don't go behind the door, and they open the door anyway because Daddy was on drugs.
Right.
And so the door opens up, and there's all these like dudes in execution style masks, and they got these axes.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh, it's about to get real. But then I'm like, they've been making weapons,
Right.
But then like you look back, and there's axes and spears. Like these people were made for this, They were waiting for this. They've been sitting in that room. And, okay, one thing I didn't understand: what's the deal with the fish? Like they cut a fish open and then stick the edge of the axe in the fish's guts to put blood on the edge of their axe. Like what? Is it supposed to poison it?
Yeah, I would like to be able to explain that to you. I really would. but I cannot. Because that's one of the things I was wondering as well. Like, what are they doing right now?
Yeah. Oh,
And
you cut up a
why are they?
fish. Awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, at that point,
I
I
guess
was kind
maybe
of going,
intimidation factor.
yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, you got bloods on there. But I was thinking more like, where did they get a random river fish? Like, that's a catfish, I think. And where did that come from? You're on a
Maybe
train.
maybe that's the point. Like, look, you guys can't do anything to us. We can waste fish. That's how much more important than you we are.
Could be.
Meanwhile, you guys get to eat insect bars.
Right. That you don't
Oh,
quite know are insect bars. Oh,
right.
one thing we forgot to mention is the whole time Captain America has been receiving these little messages in the food. That
Yes.
he's not sure who is sending him this stuff.
Yeah. Someone from the front of the train, though, who he believes wants to also have a revolution.
Right. So, yeah, and the guy that's with him, I guess we probably should talk about him a little bit too. Is kind of the guy who is setting everything in motion. He's kind of the informal leader of the back of the train. I can't think of his name.
I don't remember his
Um,
name either. It's not important. He's the old wise man.
yeah, yeah, he's got like a peg leg and a peg arm, which I thought was kind of cool. How they just use whatever they could get
Yes.
for their, false appendages.
Yeah, just like
Yeah. But he's finally grooming this guy to lead and stuff like that. He's like, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. So anyway, back to the fight in the dark. They're in there and they start like the people from the edge back of the train are just whooping ass. Like I'm like, okay, these guys are gonna tear these guys apart.
yeah.
Then the lights go out and you see all these people put on night vision goggles and you're just like, oh no.
Night
70%
vision
of
goggles
people
are not extinct
die.
either.
Yeah, they are not extinct. But no, dude, that was awesome. I like how they kind of considered it though. Like they had fire ready. Like it was so random to have a bunch of torches ready. And it was funny because you had the one
Yeah.
guy running up with a torch,
Yes.
and you're just like, okay, so what's one torch gonna do in the combat situation? Then they all have torches. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I really enjoyed that scene. No, that was pretty good.
yeah,
Because it was, you did have that like wild swing in the middle where you're like, oh yeah, the good guys, the revolutionaries are gonna win, and you're like, oh, ooh, maybe they're not gonna win.
right.
Maybe this is not one of those kind of movies. What
Yeah.
did you think about the sort of like? I compare it to Logan's Run, kind of like the trippiness after they get past the school.
Yeah.
It's
I
they
didn't
go through a
much.
bunch of like, see, we're just like people are just living like the we just do drugs every day all day because we're rich enough to afford to do drugs every day all day phase. You know?
Right, but like, how do they earn commerce? Like, I never. There's no jobs. I mean, maybe
Right.
there's like medical professionals. Like I saw.
I think you just like I think like I said, I
Does it
think it's
all?
one of those I think it's one of those analogies to the way society is. Like there's a lot of people who are rich who just inherited it. Like those
Okay,
people continue to have privilege just because the people who birthed them have privilege.
maybe so. Maybe
You know?
so.
And
Of course, it could also be
Captain
there.
America's at the back of the train because his parents were at the back of the train, and that's
That's
just the
true.
way it is.
Yeah, the prison was kind of messed up. They got people in these like morgue drawers. That's where their
Yes.
prison cell is. You're just in a black box.
Yeah.
Um, I thought it was kind of weird that they were all angel wings, though, going back to the whole privilege and drugs and stuff like that. And I thought it was funny because the one guy who was a drug addict was like stealing all the drugs every time he turned around. Like just run
Yeah.
down into the middle of things and take everybody's drugs. And they're like, hey, they're all cussing him out, but no one's doing anything about it. I'm like, well, these guys are clearly not going to do anything.
Right. What about Mega Super Badass guy?
Oh, you're talking about the guy
I don't remember
who
what his
came back
name
to
was.
life?
Yeah, like he like could not get killed.
Yeah, he wakes up after being choked out while having a sword in his side that he just
Yeah.
pulls out and proceeds to shoot
Get back up
everybody?
and
Yeah.
continue wrecking ass. Yes.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that part I probably could have done without. I mean, I understand his purpose. He's supposed to, like, have the shootout with Captain America and stuff, cross a train. Okay,
That scene was ridiculous.
yeah, side note. they're moving super fast, right?
Yes, sir. Super
So,
fast.
okay, I don't know if you ever saw the movie The
How about
Hunted, Christopher Lambert, back in the day where he's going over to Japan and he's on a bullet train that travels probably a little bit slower than that thing's traveling. And
yeah.
when they bust the windows out, it's like decompressing an airplane. Like it gets
Right.
it gets pretty cray in there. So
It gets pretty cray in there.
right.
Yes,
So,
I believe that is correct. I believe it does
yeah.
get pretty cray in there.
So he's like shooting through these things, and Captain America's shooting back with an Uzi. That is not. Let's
Yeah,
face it, it's impossible to be that accurate with that. Now the rifle, I could understand, right? It's a rifle.
but even with the rifle, there's no way he's shooting like all the way across that thing and getting any. Like for one thing, he's aiming right at Captain America. The
Right.
bullet doesn't travel that fast.
That's true. He's going to have to
You
lead it
know,
a
it's
little
going to hit
bit.
the train like 50 yards behind Captain America somewhere.
It was pretty crazy though to see the school teacher come busting out pregnant with an Uzi.
Yes. Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Oh.
And with the eggs and that little creepy little song they were singing,
Yeah.
the whole school scene was really great, I thought. It was very much like, what am I watching?
Yeah, like these are the kids that are being taught, and they're worshiping this engine, which we forgot
Yeah.
to also mention. Random point in the beginning, they come and take kids at a certain size and length. They measure their height, they measure their arms, and they take them. And the whole time, like the mother and the father of these two kids are trying to find them, so they're along for the ride too. Oh, also,
Yeah.
what is it after that scene happens where everybody pulls the Uzis out? He shows them the video, and you see the guy who was pushing the egg cart just started killing all the people in the back. Just killed them all.
Yep. Just started murdering them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and they talked the whole time, too, about how, like, we have to keep things the way they are in order to preserve the species or
Balance.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be balanced and all that. So, the end. You did not like the end. Why is that?
Because the whole purpose of this was so that everybody, like, they wanted to revolt, they wanted to survive. There was no real talk, except for the druggie, about getting off the train. And it was just kind of frustrating because he gets to the end, you realize that the old man with the weird arms and legs back in the day was playing him for a fool and stuff, and wanted to groom the next like train leader and conductor, basically.
Right.
And then, which I'm fine with that. Like that part was fine, but like when they blow the train up, and it's like I don't know, you just basically wiped out humanity at that point because every single person on that train is dead now, with the exception of the little kid and the clairvoyant kid or
The
daughter.
clairvoyant daughter, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully she can avoid becoming lunch to that polar bear.
Right, because the polar bear was looking at her like, sweet delivery.
Right.
You
But
know?
because she's clairvoyant, maybe she can avoid becoming that lunch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, she'd have to go back in there and make sure that the polar bear can start munching on the rest of humanity that all died. Everything. And okay, one thing I didn't like too is like this train is moving very quickly, and maybe it can punch through ice the way it did, but I
Right.
don't believe that
Why not?
because it's on rails, and I mean, first off, I don't really believe there's this gigantic. Well, I mean, it's a movie, so I mean, believing is really part of the purpose, but
Right.
should probably clarify
Yeah.
that real quick. But it
I
just
don't know what you're talking about. This is a real life train, dude.
they show the picture of the actual course and how it takes a full year to go around the world, so you know things cruising, and yeah, they're going over the ocean through the Bering Strait and stuff like that. I guess that's believable, but
Well, and what was the point of building a train that goes all the way around the world in a year?
yeah,
Well, you know,
I mean,
because I mean, what's the circumference of the world? You know what I mean? How fast your train have to go to make it in one full year? You know what I mean? Like, what's the speed
yeah,
your train would have to be moving for it to take one full year? Because you can't be going faster than a jet, because a jet can fly around the world in faster than a year.
right.
You know? So, are you talking like 65 miles an hour? 75 miles an hour? How fast are we
Right.
going? Because we're talking 24/7, 365 movement. They're not
Yeah.
stopping and pulling over anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't dissect it that much, though, or we'll get into like this battle about how it's not at all possible.
Right, right. I mean, never mind the fact that humans would more than likely go underground as opposed to jumping on a train and going around the world. And through the Alps and these mountains and stuff like that. Like, when did they build this track? But anyway,
Right. Well, it was
but
getting super cold, man.
yeah, I just the ending. No, like if they would have ended it with the guy not really becoming, but just like stopping it somehow or finding, doing something to save the kid. But they didn't. They just blew everything up. Humanity is extinct at that point.
I think that's the metaphor. Is that like sometimes the system can't be fixed,
True.
and if you want change, you just gotta wreck it, blow it up, or as I like to say, burn this mother down.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not try to cool the earth down with chemicals. Maybe.
Well, that clearly was a bad call from the beginning, because everyone knows global warming's not even real, dude. God.
Right. It does kind of lay credence to those conspiracy theorists about the contrails, the jets.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. The whole time I'm thinking, I was like, so how did this happen? But
Contrails, bro, contrails.
right.
So yeah.
I mean, there's really not a whole lot more we can really discuss about Snowpiercer. Go check it out. It was a pretty entertaining movie. There was a lot of good things, like when the fight just stopped halfway through the train fight with their axes and stuff like that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Just stopped to count down the new year, and then
Yep.
like they're smiling at each other. It's New Year, yay! And then all of a sudden,
Yeah, then right back at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's very surreal.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Patriots. How about that?
Yeah, going to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Again. Fortunately, they don't have to play the Giants, but because the Giants always beat them in the Super Bowl and they get sad face.
Yeah. Maybe they shouldn't go up against the Giants.
Right. No,
Yeah.
they don't have to this year.
Who are they fighting this year?
The Seattle Seahawks, who
Really?
are back in it again. Yeah, they could repeat. I think they got a good chance at it. I really do. It'll be interesting to see their secondary matchup against Mr. Brady of the perfect hair.
Mr. Brady, who likes to have footballs at 12 psi, yet couldn't tell during the games. The guy couldn't really tell if it was slow on air or not. Here's my whole thought. And for those of you that don't know, right now there's this thing going around saying the New England Patriots are cheating by lowering some of the air out of the footballs, allowing it to be gripped better and to be caught better. I mean, simple stuff. Yeah. But I guess my whole thing is, like, how is this even an issue? Because why are we allowing the teams to bring their own footballs? Like, shouldn't the NFL have all the footballs? Like, shouldn't the refs be in charge of the footballs? I mean, I understand that will ruin the lives of the ball boys, but
the bureaucracy involved, like top to bottom in the NFL, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the NFL recently started issuing rules. Like, I say recently, but it's probably in the past 10 or 15 years. In reality, it's been, I don't know for sure when it was, but before they were allowed to, like, teams brought their own balls, and you're basically allowed to do whatever the hell you wanted to do to them. You know what I mean? They were like, so people would, like, you rub them down with dirt or whatever and all that sort of stuff so that they have a certain feel to them, because the brand new balls are slippery as hell.
They really are.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever had a brand new football, like another football, they're slippery as hell. So, they had professional ball people who would, like, literally come in and prep the balls. That's what they do, They just, like, smash them on stuff or whatever so that the ends were a certain way or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So your kickers, they inflate them and deflate them, to stretch them out so they would be bouncier. Who knows what else they would do? Like, all kinds of crazy stuff. And they recently came in, like, said, like, look, these are the balls you have to use for kicking. They have to be this PSI. They have to be this new. They have to be in this kind of shape or whatever. And these are the balls you can use for throwing. They have to be this blah, 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 whatever. But apparently the Patriots don't believe they have to follow those rules. So,
well, that the Patriots. Merca.
Yeah. And like I said, the game that day was on a rainy day, and so trying to grip something that's, like, a little bit squishy and wet is going to be a lot easier than something that's hard and wet.
Right.
So,
Giggity.
Whether did it make any difference in the game? I don't know. It was 45-7, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have worked both ways, right? I mean, wouldn't the other team have played with the deflated ball, or do they? No, that's the England Patriots ball. That's it.
Yes, you have your own ball. Like you have a
Oh.
ball guy. Each team has a ball guy on the side who keeps all their balls. And when they're on offense, they use their balls, and when they're on defense, they use their balls. Or when they're on offense, defense, the other team plays with their balls. So
Okay.
there's a lot of balls jokes here available,
Yeah,
but
I'm really struggling.
we are too classy to catch in on that because this is a sophisticated operation.
Right.
Ooh.
Uh,
Oh.
anyway, but yeah, so yeah, they're saying he's cheating, and maybe he is. I don't know. From what I understand, he says he likes to have it a certain way, and I don't know. It doesn't matter though, like you said, because it was such a big victory. I mean, what are they really gonna do?
Yeah, but you gotta say, like, man, maybe some of those drives would have been extended where people dropped passes on, on third down.
True.
Maybe their drives would have been extended. They'd have been on the field longer. Therefore, New England would have scored less. They would have scored more. It's hard to tell. You can't go back in time and be like, well, this is what would have happened. So
Right.
you get angry at them for cheating or whatever. No, and it's not the first time they've been accused of cheating, and maybe they're doing it, maybe they're not. Maybe everyone's just jealous because they've been so good for so long.
Super KY jelly. So.
Yeah, they are so peanut butter and jelly.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Oh, but that's gonna be on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yes, on
next
starting
week, right?
tomorrow, I believe.
We might have to do a live
it'll be starting
commentary of
tomorrow.
that. Yeah, we might have to do a live commentary sometime next week. But maybe next week live commentary of the interview.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Well, we'll set it up. We'll see what we can grab some people that have seen it, stuff like that. That way we can. Cause we'll have to turn it down,
Right.
So and put subtitles on because it's I guess easier that way. Anyway, but yeah, you want to get into the aliens thing? We kind of put together a list about like our favorite aliens since 2000, right?
Yeah, since 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first here. Check it out. So I chose 5, and I'm sure there's I did more movies.
Five's a good number, I think.
Right. So I started off with District 9 and the Locust aliens. I really enjoyed them. I thought they were really well done. The whole storyline around them, I thought it was really cool. I don't know why. This seems, it was cool. It was different. It was new. I liked it.
Yeah, well, I like the way they portrayed them as like a society.
Right.
And sort of like a refugee society. Like they landed here, crashed here. They're just trying to make the best of everything.
Right.
They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand anything. I appreciate the parallel between them and the South African people in general.
Right.
And the whole apartheid thing. It was really, really well done, I thought. And they looked cool.
They really
had
did.
the most badass weapons ever.
They had mech machines, man. They had freaking Gundams. It was cool.
Yeah. And their guns just literally turned people into red mist, and it just doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, it just
red misting motherfuckers.
There's no wondering if you're dead or not. You're paste.
Yeah.
Another one I had was Battle LA. I really liked the aliens in that. You didn't really get to see a whole lot of them, but I enjoyed the way that they had them kind of like a very almost a caste society. Like you had the real tall ones that you could tell were the leaders and the little guys and stuff like that. They were just a new take. Like they didn't have your typical anatomy. Like they really had to dive in and figure these things out in order to kill them more efficiently.
Right.
So.
I agree.
Those
were good aliens.
Yeah, they did a really good job with those. 8mm? I think, was it 8mm?
8mm was a Nicolas Cage snuff film.
Oh, yeah. Well,
about snuff films. I don't think it was 8mm.
What was the...
That was 8mm, right?
Yeah, you're right, it was. What's the J.J. Abrams...
Super 8.
Super 8, that's it. Yeah,
Super
8.
Oh, no, J.J. Abrams? That was...
But I am thinking of Super 8, where the alien... Didn't J.J. Abrams do Super
Yeah, but
8?
it wasn't Abe. I don't know. No? That was like Spielberg, wasn't it? I thought it was like a classic guy. I think it was Abrams. Was there a lot of shaky cam and lens flare?
No. Dude, I could have sworn
It
Super 8
wasn't
was...
Abrams then, bro.
Let's see if it's the one I'm thinking of. The kids that are making the movie, there's a giant train wreck.
Yeah,
And
that's Super 8.
okay, yeah, dude, that's Abrams. It's got to be. To the Googles right now.
I'm already on the Googles, bro. I'm like 13.5 letters ahead of you.
Okay. But can I trust you?
Director was look. I'll punch it up to the Facebook, bro. Put the
Okay.
IMDb right on the Facebook. Director J.J. Abrams, writer J.J. Abrams.
Boom.
So there must have been a lot of shaky cam and lens flare.
Yeah, because the talk was that Super 8 was the precursor to Cloverfield. A lot of people said that was that alien coming back. Don't know.
Coming back?
Yeah, because you've seen Cloverfield.
Okay, then it's not a precursor. I have never seen Cloverfield.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, it was later debunked to me. Abrams came out and said no, but well, then you're not really going to understand. Cloverfield was my next one. It was like our take on Godzilla before we had a Godzilla movie. So a lot of shaky cam, but
Was there lens flare?
oh yeah, but it was really cool because it was like very gritty, and the alien was just gigantic, and it was cool, and the way that they had it, like it didn't look like your typical giant monster alien that would come after things. I mean, his mouth was different than normal. It didn't look like a vagina. So, that seems to be, dude. That always seems to be like the thing with science fiction films.
Yeah. It really is. I think it goes to like mankind's natural fear of the vagina. You don't understand what's going on down there. It's weird.
Oh, my last one that I had though was Grendel from The Outlander, which not a whole lot of people probably saw Outlander.
I'm on that list.
Okay, well, kind of give you a little quick story on it. It's basically a play on Beowulf and Grendel, but it's told by a space human. Basically, I call him a space human because he's, I mean, it's kind of like Battlestar Galactica, how there's these other humanoids in space that look just like us, but he crashes on primal Earth, basically, where it's like the Norse and the Vikings and stuff like that. So his civilization, the space human, wipes out this entire species of alien on this planet to terraform and basically colonize, right? So they thought they'd killed them all, but they ended up keeping one. And these things are vicious. They're like giant super Hellcats. I mean, they've got very chimera-like almost, with 3 different tails that can kill things. And there was just
you had me at giant super Hellcats.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, so it's fighting this thing throughout he's fighting this thing throughout the whole movie. It's just done really well. It's a different take on it's not just a beast, like it's a smart creature, but it doesn't look like it would be a smart alien just because it's not standing on 2 legs. It's really cool.
All right.
Yeah, those are mine.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch sometime.
Yeah, it's really good. It might be on Netflix. If not, it's on the Dare Wall. So.
Yeah, everything can be found for free on the internet if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of cheated on my list a little bit. I have 2 space humans on my list. But people who are legitimately aliens but look humanoid. I also have the District 9 Locusts on my list because that was a great movie. I have Deja Thoris from John Carter.
Okay. Oh,
all right.
Okay. Yeah.
Technically an alien.
Yeah, I forgot about those guys. Yeah.
Still an alien. Yeah. But if you let me have Deja, I would take the guy that Defoe voiced, because the Green Men of Mars were pretty cool.
Yeah, they really were.
But I did enjoy that movie, and I'm sad that it did not do well. And I don't really understand people's issues with it.
Well, they didn't market it very well.
Yeah, I mean, still. I also have chosen Fort Prefect from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but more as a nod to the book, and less as a nod to the movie, which was not that great.
I like the movie.
Fort Prefect is one of my favorite characters in literature.
Ford. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's great. Because it's like the ultimate doesn't really care, assumes everything's going to work out fine kind of people. It's great.
Yeah. Very optimistic.
Then I also like the Necromongers from Chronicles of Riddick.
Interesting. Okay.
They're
Yeah.
I found their race just fascinating, and that there's like
Very
they're
Geiger. Yeah.
basically trying to bring about oblivion.
Right. Like that's whole.
Yeah,
That's their thing. Yeah.
like their whole thing is to end the whole universe. Not like they don't want to survive the ending of the universe. They just want to end the whole thing. You know,
Mhm.
it's an interesting theory to me. And lastly, I picked the Mimics from Edge of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
They were like a fascinating sort of take on Alien. I love the like tentacle aliens that were like super mobile
Mechanical?
and very
Yeah.
fast, and they're mechanical. Are they non-mechanical? What's going on? They were very interesting, I thought.
Yeah, definitely.
And a huge threat to humanity overall.
Oh yeah. As we learned when Tom Cruise decided not to go to war, they're like, all right, cool, just take
Yeah.
over everything. So,
Yeah. So those are my 5 favorite aliens from the last 15 years. That's it.
I guess we can kind of toss this out to probably the 2 listeners that we have, which is 0 viewers right now. But if you find something that you think we missed or you like, definitely send us a message. Leave it on the Facebooks. Yeah. Well, we don't really have a whole lot more to talk about. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Well, we got close to our half hour, bro. That's good enough. Or an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. We're gonna go see a movie this week. We have to see something, right?
Yeah, we have to do something. Yeah. Well, we're gonna do the live cast of the interview.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be next week. I mean, like this weekend or whatever.
Oh.
I was thinking there was something coming out that we.
Is it Mordecai?
See, I've heard bad things about Mordecai, and that kind of disappoints me.
Yeah, but I still kind of want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I probably will. So, The Boy Next Door. That was it. We want to go see Jennifer Lopez, who they let back into a movie for God knows why.
Didn't she already have a movie like this where she was like getting screwed over with some guy and she's got to fight back?
Like Broken or Enough or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Where she like ninjas into his house and he comes home and then she like whoops his ass.
Yeah, it was Enough. I've seen it. It was not great.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I tell you about the review I heard about Taken 3?
Yeah. Is it the one where? Yeah. Go ahead and tell me again, because it's good.
It's the one that it says Taken 3 makes Taken 2 look like Taken.
Yeah.
Oh God, so bad. That was predictably horrible, though.
Yeah.
It's not one that I will see. And I see a lot of bad movies.
Yeah. I'll probably check it out once it hits the internet. So.
Yeah. Have you checked out much of the awards fair this year?
No.
I usually like to go through and watch all the like best picture noms at least and see what it is that people think is awesome out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I missed that one.
But this year I haven't seen a lot of them. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem as good this year. There's not as much buzz this year about the movies. Birdman is one I still want to see.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see that. I really want to see that one too.
We should check it out sometime if we can. Because I think it's likely to take most of the awards. Really.
I heard it was good. I heard it was really good.
I have heard good things about it. Sorry, I'm pretty sure the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies is going to win all the big ones.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
Best director, and yeah, don't.
I'm not. I'm over it.
Watch on the Dare wall or something like that, so you don't feel bad about paying money for it.
Good point. Good point.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then, man.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out, guys.
Wrap it up, dude. Come on.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube. Google search RSG Podcast. You'll find us. Let's get lazy with it. And no, seriously, you can find us at RSG, Facebook, Random Subject Generator. I think it's on Facebook as Random Subject Generator.
Yes.
We have RSGpodcast.com is now our .com. A little bit rough, but we're working on it. So ideas, whatnot. But yeah, check us out if you like us. Subscribe. If you don't like us, still subscribe and tell us why you don't like us, so we can tell you why you're wrong. So All right. Well, have a good night, guys.
Night.